Peace, peace, family. What do you do? It's AG. Welcome to another episode. This is the May recap. Today is June 12th. I had a beautiful, amazing last couple of weeks, so I'm making this. I'm making this in the middle of the month. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, this is titled Free Yourself, Wisdom, Culture, and Living in Peace, where we uplift, educate, and liberate the mind, body, and the spirit. Before we begin, I want to give deep thanks to God, to this present moment, and to the gift of being alive. In this world that moves fast and often overlooks our spirit, I invite us all to pause, breathe, and honor where we are right now. Got some music in the back. And yeah, I also want to take the time today to acknowledge this painful reality, the health disparities that plague our communities, and the continued oppression of human beings in the global systems that need radical transformation. We are not done. There's still studying, unlearning, and liberating to do. You feel me? Next, I want to give thanks to my sponsors today. I have the shirt Cut the Check, and I have with me the glass of Phoenix. I'm going to put their links in the description below. They're doing big things in the community, creating merchandise, the brand Cut the Check, and my other brother's brand, the glass of Phoenix. These beautiful jewelry pieces. Definitely check them out. Support that excellence, you feel me? So for the first segment, we're going to start with some culture swag, rooted in Ma'at and Kwanzaa. These are two cultural systems that remind us of who we are and how we're meant to live with one another. From the 42 laws of Ma'at, we learn that spirituality and character are one. These are ancient affirmations to how we live in the right relation, not just with others, but with ourselves. And Kwanzaa, celebrated from December 26th to January 1st, is grounded in 7 principles from Umoja, unity, to Imani, faith. And it's not just a holiday, it's a year-round philosophy. Because liberation lives in our rhythm, our traditions, and our ancestors' blueprints for balance, we take the time to honor this. The 42 laws of Ma'at that come to us from ancient Kemet, which is known as Egypt, long before the 10 Commandments, our ancestors laid out ethical principles for living in harmony with the earth, with ourselves, and with the divine. Ma'at teaches truth, balance, order, harmony, righteousness, reciprocity, and justice. A few of the laws include: I have not committed sin, I have not told lies, I have not polluted myself, I have not caused pain, and I have not withheld food or love. These are not just rules, these are reflections and a mirror of our daily walk. Now let's fast forward to 1966 when Dr. Maulana Karenga created Kwanzaa, a Pan-African holiday born out of Black freedom movement. It was meant to restore our connection to Africa, values, and celebrate our culture outside of the lens of consumerism. So they represent the 7 principles: unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith. And these principles aren't just for December, they are for life. They are tools for healing, organizing, and staying rooted in purpose. So when I say culture swag, we're talking about the souls of the people. These are just some codes to live by and the rhythm in which we move. Alrighty. This segment is going to be called Voices of Power, where we uplift the thinkers and freedom fighters who've laid the foundation for our collective liberation. Each of these voices remind us that the path forward is rooted in truth, courage, and deep reflections. Please do your research, and I'll list some of the videos and the works that I've been reading from these amazing people. First, I want to say out loud, Angela Davis, James Cone, Ralph Bucci, Reverend Jesse Jackson, Grace Lee Boggs, Bayard Rustin, and she hit home, Tony Cade Bambara. And I'm not going to speak too much in this video. I want y'all to do your own works. These people for me on my journey have been my study and focused for the month of May, and how it's impacted my shift is just like, I definitely want to uplift and put their voices in the forefront because there's nothing that we have to make up. They already did a lot of the work. We just have to honor and continue to carry the torch. Next, I'm going to talk about my segment for political education and programmatic structure. So let's pause and get clear about what we're building, because this series is not just content, it's a curriculum. It's part of a broader political education program designed to raise consciousness, heal trauma, and equip us for transformation. This framework that I'm working with is pulled directly from Ujima Yumi's powerful work from a guide for organizing defense. And it lays out some of the core study areas necessary for building community power and political clarity. First is African history. We start with our origins, from the great empires of the Nile Valley to resistance movements against colonialism. We claim the narratives stripped from us and restore our ancestral memory. We reclaim the narratives stripped from us and restore our ancestral memory. National liberation and revolutionary Pan-Africanism. We study movements that fought for independence and unity. From Ghana to the Black Panther Party, Pan-Africanism isn't just a theory, it's a strategy for global Black solidarity. Next, we have capitalism in the history of class struggle. And to understand inequality, we have to examine capitalism, not just as an economic system, but as a structure of domination. We learn about the class struggle and how workers, peasants, and revolutionaries have resisted exploitation. Next, we have revolution and scientific socialism. We explore Marxist and socialist traditions through a critical black lens, from Cuba to Claudia Jones to Walter Rodney, asking, what does a just, equitable society actually look like? Next, we're going to talk about patriarchy and the history of women identifying persons. We center the leadership and resistance of women identifying people, so often erased from the struggle. From Harriet Tubman to Assata Shakur to Audre Lorde. This is about justice through a gender-conscious lens. And lastly but not least, gender binary and liberation beyond conformity. We challenge the colonial gender binary to uplift the lived realities of trans, non-binary, and gender-expansive folks. This study asks, how do systems of power police identity, and how do we resist? I'll ask that one more time. This study asks, how do systems of power police identity, and how do we resist? And this isn't, like I said, do your own research. This isn't just education. This is transformation. This means releasing. This is the work of freeing our minds so we can free our people. And every episode that I try to lay out implements that brick in the foundation. So now, moving on, our amazing calendar for the month of May. The Dean Free Yourself. We're going to talk a little bit about that. This means releasing what no longer serves you. Old fears, limiting beliefs, and harmful habits. And it's connected to our strand of the month, living peacefully in a state of acceptance. And this doesn't mean settling, it means clarity. Oops. Being at peace with what is so we can move in purpose toward what can be. For me, in the month of May, I spent a lot of time in Bible study, attending services, going to open mics, releasing words, going to the farm and volunteering there, being able to have that touch of nature, going to the park, exercising, working out. These are all activities that allow me to move and express, and it's liberating and very freeing for myself. So let's take a moment to reflect on the questions. What do you do to take care of yourself? If you had 100 people ready to support your vision, what would you ask them to do? Who are you beyond titles, roles, or survival? And these questions aren't just for today, but they're tools, so let's keep them close. Alrighty, our last segment and getting to the conclusion, it's about motion and what it means to build power. And this is inspired by the words and legacy of Dr. Amos Wilson and Bobby E. Wright. I definitely got to get this book. I'm posting it on my Facebook. Shout out to one of my chapter leads out here for putting me on. So we know that power is something that we are given. Well, we know that power is not something we're given. It's something that we have to build through action, self-determination, and collective care. And let's ask ourselves, what are we building? And are we building something rooted in freedom or fear? And I want to give a quick shout out to the Wellness Rebirth retreat group, my tribe. A couple years ago, they introduced me to the Deepak Chopra 21-day meditation practice. And that was a true anchor for me last month also. The stillness really helps me stay grounded, stay present, and stay focused. So as a closing reflection, I'm going to leave us with this. God has already qualified you. You don't need external validation to start healing. You don't need permission to listen to yourself. That discomfort that you feel is actually a direction. It's your inner child speaking. We've been dependent since birth on our mothers, nurturers, and love. This doesn't mean that we're weak. This means that we are human. A thought becomes intention. Intention becomes our reality. So be clear, be honest, and be free. As we move into this next month, I want to ask you, what are you currently interested in right now? And what have you been doing for joy this month? Let me know in the comments. Talk to me. Click link. Don't forget to share, subscribe, click the link, whatever. Check the descriptions for all my resources and the folks that I mentioned in today's video. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, stay building, and stay free. Deuces.